Hey everybody, I'm Raven Maureen, and today I'm going to be sharing with you my pattern review for the Mabel dress and a quick gathering hack so that you don't have to do the shirring. So let's go ahead and get into it. All right, you guys, so let's talk about the Mabel dress. The Mabel dress is a new pattern by Tilly and the Buttons. It came out a few months ago, and so it is a milkmaid style dress, and as soon as I saw it online, I had to have it. And unfortunately, I did not feel like inspired by a lot of like the photos I was seeing at first, but I kept looking at like the line drawings and I was like, wow, this is actually a really nice dress. I think it just needs like its own interpretation on it. And so I bought the pattern. I sent the files to a copy shop. I had them printed off, and here we are. Let's talk about the sizing. So Tilly and the Buttons is really known for being inclusive with the sizing. I actually made mine in a size 5, which gave me a couple of inches of ease, and I did not have to do any sort of full bust adjustments or anything like that. So this came together fairly quickly for me. One thing I do want to mention about the copy shop version, or actually the files in general for the printed version, is that the skirt pattern is I guess in layman's terms, it's like an abbreviated pattern piece. Like they only really give you the peplum top, and they say that it's because they want to save on paper, and that's great for the environment. But what they do ask in very, very fine bold print letters is, hey, if you want to make the skirt pattern, go ahead and extend this pattern piece to, about 30 inches. So I went with that, and I have to be honest with you, I didn't really love that, but it went pretty fast for me because I measured out my first square on the fold with my skirt piece, and then what I did was I duplicated it by taking that skirt piece and just cutting out the second piece instead of remeasuring all over again. So that's something that you can do too. So let's talk about the fabric. For my dress, I actually used a bed sheet from the Goodwill, don't tell anybody, and I really wanted like a white dress. Like that was really all I kept seeing for this pattern, was just, for in my head at least, was just a white dress. But I do in the future see myself making other versions of this dress with maybe like a darker print or something like that. But I did see a lot of people use a lot of florals, a lot of solids. There was some rayon challis, some linen blends, and some just overall wovens that you can use for this as well. And then not to mention that this does come in a long sleeve version and a short sleeve version, and you can also make it as a blouse in a dress too. Okay, and let's talk about the time. This did not take me any time at all. Once I got past the nightmare of trying to figure out the shirring, this took me about 2 days from cut to fully sewed. And so for that, I am very thankful because, like I said, I didn't have to do a lot of fitting for this. And also, I feel like this pattern really lends itself to being hacked. So we'll get into all that later, but let's get into the shirring. So like I said, this pattern does involve shirring, but you don't have to do the shirring in order to make this pattern. And let me explain that a little bit. So I was at my sewing machine. Me and my sewing machine were just not agreeing at all on the tension, the shirring, like none of it was working. And I'm gonna be honest with you, I have done in my sewing lifetime a number of shirring projects, but this was like not happening whatsoever. So I just said, you know what, screw it. I grabbed some 1/4 inch elastic that I have, and I did a zigzag stitch on top of it. So I want to show you what that looks like. And so go ahead, take a look at that, and then we'll come back and see me. First, go to your sewing machine and set up your stitch for a zigzag stitch, and then extend that stitch to a 2.0. Then, this is just an example now, take your 1/4 inch thick elastic and leave a tail at the top of your sewing machine. And what you're going to do is you are going to just gently pull that elastic as you sew with a zigzag stitch. And make sure to keep your stitch line center of your foot. That way you don't have your stitches kind of going off the rails a little bit here. Go ahead and cut your elastic, and then we are going to move on to the second row. Again, we are going to leave that tail of elastic at the top of the machine, and we are going to start our zigzag stitch and we are going to do a couple of stitches, just stretching the elastic that we have that we're trying to sew down. And then once we get past that point, we are going to start stretching all of the fabric. That way we don't have inconsistent bunching. And I'm going to ask you to pull on the back side of your fabric as well. That way you have even gathers throughout this entire process. And as you can see, this has the same effect as shirring, and arguably it's a lot stronger than the shirring. In the past for me, I know that my shirring has popped, and so this felt way more secure, and I just feel like my dress will grow with me if needed. All right, so now that you've taken a look at that, I hope that this pattern is a lot easier for you to tackle. It was certainly a lot easier for me after I did that, and it just made for a smoother project. It cut my time down. I had like zero anxiety about approaching the shirring whatsoever. Now, I do want to get back to something that I said I would visit again, and that is this pattern hackable? And absolutely. I think that this pattern can be color blocked. I think that you can throw tiers on the bottom half. I think you can make it short like how I did. I think you can make it maxi. I haven't seen maxi yet though. And I even think you can make this like tie straps or adjustable straps. So like when I was looking at the pattern pieces, there's a space for you to do bias binding if you wanted to, and then do like a tie strap or like the adjustable bra strap version. And I think both could be really great and still give you like the appropriate, the appropriate amount of coverage that you would like to have in your dress. So I love this pattern. I do see myself doing it again, and I honestly can't wait to wear this on the streets of New York and just look cute. All right, you guys, so if you like this dress, if you like this video, if you have any questions about my method, go ahead and hit the comments and just let me know what you're thinking. And if you like this video and you want to see more, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're not already following me on other social media accounts, you can follow me right here on YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram at Raven Maureen. I'll see y'all next time. Bye.